Good morning, Chuck. Good morning. Good to see you. Morning, Randy, Scott, Glenn, Rick, and Cruz, Robert, Bobby, Ken. Good morning. Let's hope we get a good morning of runners this morning. Morning, Terry and Chris, Rob. Good to have you with us. Let me click through some of these press releases here real quick. Good morning. Morning, Terry. Let me click through a couple of these press releases that came in a little bit ago. Morning, Edwin. Good to have everybody with us this morning. Let's see. LLAP awarded up to $45 million by NASA. So they must have a new contract with NASA, and that's on LLAP. Let's continue on through these press releases. Let me click here real quick and run through a few of these. We've still got a few minutes here before our 7 o'clock news dump. Good morning, Tracy. We are live right now on the website, of course, and also on YouTube. We're going live on YouTube early in the mornings for a little while. And we'll do that for a couple of weeks probably until folks become aware of us over there in YouTube land. And then we'll start doing YouTube the same way that we do TikTok, and that is come on about 7:30 and stay with them till about 8:15 or so. And that'll be it on YouTube. But for right now, we're going to do a little bit longer on YouTube. Good morning. YouTube looking good and sounding great. Awesome. That's what I wanted to hear. Please pop up the clock. The delay was almost non-existent yesterday, which was awesome. All right. Yes. Thank you very much for reminding me of that. I've got about 400 things I have to do in the mornings to get ready for this. And that little clock up there is one of them, and that one slipped my mind. Morning, Gage. We're starting to get some comments coming in on YouTube, and that's great. I've got my studio for YouTube kind of off to the back over here, so I have to turn my head to see the comments there every once in a while. Morning, Jay. Chris, Dr. Pepper number 2. Well, I have started the morning with, as always, my mandatory coffee. I've got my coffee ready. And of course, we can't start the morning without a good green monster. So I am double fisting it this morning. Coffee and monster. If that doesn't get my metabolism fired up and my heart rate going, I don't know what will. Let's look at IFBD. IFBD. That is on our micro float list. That thing has been running really hard all morning. IFBD, that's on our micro float list. And for those of you joining us on YouTube for the first time that just becoming aware of the wolf pack, That's a list of stocks that I have on a separate screener that they have a million or less on a public float. So those move very, very quickly. Morning, Sean and Alex. And that one is moving very, very quickly. IFBD, it's up to $9 already. They are pumping that on X, formerly Twitter. They are pumping that one really hard on X, and that thing is moving. IFBD. Please take a look at that one. If you can trade early, I would recommend that stock. Take a look at the monthly chart. Pull back on IFBD. Pull back on a monthly chart and look at where that thing was at on February 27th. February 27th. That stock was all the way up to about 54 bucks. And it's at 9 right now. They just did a reverse split. They did a reverse split on March 4th. So just a couple of days ago, they went through a reverse split. So that gives them a micro float. Now, obviously, that $54 is not a true number. That is pre-split. Keep that in mind. That is pre-split numbers. So that 54 may have actually been $7 or $8. But after the split, the entire chart changes based on the split. So what was $9 may now all of a sudden appear to be $54. Keep that in mind. It wasn't a true $54 stock. However, it is moving. So let's keep that one on our radars. Gage, yes, in the Discord for the first time. Gage just commented to us on YouTube and said he was in the Discord for the first time this morning with Sandy. And I know that Sandy's been calling out IFBD all morning. So let's see where this one can go today. Morning, Ziegler. Tony? IFBD closed at $5.23 yesterday. Morning, Big B. Good morning, Lionel. Getting quite a few more viewers here on YouTube. That is awesome. The more folks that know about us, the better off we all are. The more eyes we have on the market. That's what it's all about. And we've got about 6 minutes here before our 7 o'clock news dump. So those of you that are joining us for the first time, brand new to us, let me explain how this works. Get my lumbar adjusted here. Morning, Alan. The way this works is I've got my scanner set up and my watch list, and I've got, just to give you a quick reference here, I've got about 2,088 stocks on this list. And one of the features that I have on this list is a news column. So anytime any of those tickers on that list have a press release, they pop up on the scanner and tell me that there's a press release. And they always pop up to the top of my chart so I can see them right away. And what I'll do is click on those, read them, and we'll find ones that are great news. We'll find some that are fluff news, some that are really bad news. And I'll read them off, and you guys have to decide for yourself whether or not you think that's really great news to jump into, or you just want to stay away from it. So it's real important also, as a disclaimer, I want to make sure everybody understands that's tuning in for the first time. Um, some of our veterans here, they probably get tired of me saying it, but I have to say it. Uh, I am not a licensed financial advisor, so I can't tell you what to do with your money, how to manage your money, and I'm not a licensed broker. It's very important to remember that. I'm not a licensed broker, so I can't tell you what stocks to buy. I can't tell you when to get in, when to get out. I can't tell you how many shares to get. All I can do is tell you what's running. I can point out the press releases and give you my opinion on whether or not the press release is a good one, bad one, fluff, terrible, so that you can make a little bit more of an informed decision about whether or not you want to get into it. And I highly recommend, and please, um, we almost need to make this mandatory. If I holler out a press release on a particular stock, please go to that stock, pull up the ticker, read the news, and make your own decision on whether or not to get into that. And of course, if I get into something, if I buy a position into anything, I'll let you know. I'll tell you that I'm getting in at whatever dollar amount I'm getting in. And if I get out, I'll let you know that as well. Now, if you're on the website, if you're watching us from the website, you can see my watch list. You can see the chart that I look at when I take an entry on something and my exit. Right now, IFBD just popped over 10 bucks, but fell back down very quickly. Keep in mind that is a micro float, so that has got an extremely small float. What that means is it can move violently upwards and downwards. It can jump 30, 40 cents, 50 cents at a time, and it can fall 30, 40, 50 cents at a time. They really are violent movers, which can be great if we're on the winning side of that trade. It can be a nightmare if you get in on the wrong side of that. So always keep that in mind with those micro floats. Not a fine shredder, but good. All right. Good morning, Kathy. Kathy's with us over there on YouTube. Had a little bit of a struggle the last 2 days with YouTube, getting it all set up. The platform's a little bit different. What you have to do to get set up to go live is a little bit different than what I'm used to. So it took me a couple of days to work out the bugs, but I think I finally got it. PLTR, Palantir to deliver Titan, the next generation deep sensing capability in prototype. And it looks like an Army contracting command. And that stock is at $24 right now. Good morning, Peter. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button on YouTube. We definitely appreciate that. If you like the content, if you like the runners that we're giving you, by all means, hit that subscribe button. All right, let's take a look at our press releases. Here they come. We're up to 27 so far. CELZ receives FDA orphan drug designation. CELZ. Sells Creative Med, orphan drug designation. The bid is at 445. Let's see what else is moving here. Of course, Palantir, we already read that one off. $178 million contract with the U.S. Army. PLTR. Palantir. $178 million contract with the U.S. Army. Let's see. Let's keep clicking through there. Annual conference. Price target changes. VNDA announces FDA update for supplemental new drug application for the treatment of insomnia. That's kind of fluff. Financial results on that one. XER, nothing there. EVGO, fourth quarter financials. TR, another conference. EVGN, collaboration, milestone. 80-day conference, fourth quarter financials, conference, annual cancer research conference, fourth quarter financials, IFBD coming down. I would be looking for a nice dip buy perhaps on that one. On IFBD, let me click through these press releases before I can take a look at it. I'm going to get a late start on an entry here, I'm sure. FOSL announces date of fourth quarter financials. That's fluff. That doesn't help us. Nothing there. EVGO ended 2023 with 3,500 stalls in operation and under construction. HOLO taking off. HOLO taking off. Fourth quarter financials. Fourth quarter financials. Fourth quarter financials. VBNK, VersaBank declares dividends. OLMA, publication. It's just junk. Upcoming investors conference and a conference. A lot of fluff junk news in that 7 o'clock. A lot of news, just a lot of fluffy junk that doesn't do us any good. IFBD. Let's see. I want to keep an eye on that one. XERS, another press release, also fourth quarter financials. Take a look here. You click off and get rid of some of these press releases that popped up on my screen. All right. PLTR moving up nicely on that news, up about 5%. Let's go back to volume so we can keep an eye on something. The MRAI coming down. PLTR, Visa was climbing up here and it's falling. AISP, we remember that one. from yesterday. That one is coming down. Here's another one on PLTR. PLTR is still looking good, folks. It's a little bit pricier of a stock, but it is moving up. And then we have IFBD. That's on our micro float list. Looking for a bounce here on IFBD. Got some more press releases I need to go through. Bioconference, letter to the shareholders, fourth quarter financials, a lot of fourth quarter financial announcements, and most of them aren't the actual fourth quarter financial results. A lot of them are just announcements of when they're going to do it. And that is news that we're not interested in. EVGO beats on revenues. Here's an actual revenue report on EVGO saying that they actually beat on revenues. So it popped up. It's up to $3, $2.92 on the bid. KMDA, fourth quarter revenue, 156 to 160 million. KMDA, it's a $7 stock. Big spread on that one. I'd stay away from that one. Cells, 616. Looks like we've got some folks taking profit on cells. That thrills me to death. I'm glad you guys were listening when I read those off. All right. Cells. Jay took cells from 616 to 746. AJ sells from 610 to 705. Cody is telling us NKGN is up 88%. Let's take a look at that one. NKGN. That one is climbing quickly as well. NKGN. Thank you very much, Cody, for that. I'm going to see why I didn't see that. Let me see if it's even on my NKGN. Yes, it is. It is on my list. I had it sorted by volume. That's right. NKGN. Getting a lot of volume here. Up to 166. Hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube if you so desire. We'd appreciate that. Jeff says he had cells 3 months ago, bought a little too high on it, and today he made profit on it. That is awesome. So let's take a look at volume and which ones are running on volume. WISA, WISA is up 28%. It's up only about a penny, a little over a penny, but it still represents about 28% movement for that stock. It's got 29 million shares being traded on it. Then we have NKGN up 91%. It's up to 165 right now. 167, 168. Getting some nice movement, up 93%. And I'm going to take a look at IFBD here. We might be reversing here a little bit. Let's see what this thing's going to do. It's down to 835. AISP. That one's coming down. IFBD coming down. MRAI. That one tanked right at 7 o'clock. Let's take a look at IFBD again. IFBD at 142. Is this the bottom? Let's take a look at what we're seeing here. Now we have come down off of this high of 994, and it looked like it was going to hold here around 835, 836, but now it's dropping again. Let's see, we got a couple of more press releases to read off here. VNDA receives complete response letter from the FDA. That's not creating any interest. 826, 825. Watching IFBD. I want to catch a bounce on that one. At 812, we got to be patient. Price target change. NXE hosting an year-end conference. And we're getting a lot of press releases this morning. This is great. This is great news that we're getting so many of them. We just need one that's got a little meat to it. Something we can sink our teeth into, as I always like to say. Thank you very much, guys, on YouTube for joining us. We do appreciate that. Hopefully we can spread the word that we are here in the mornings at 6:45 calling out press releases. It's a style of trading that I don't think a lot of people have ever really thought about. They kind of think about it in the back of their head because a lot of people will trying to find stocks to jump into that are going to run, and they typically find them through social media in some sense, stock twits or wherever they find them, and you typically find them about a half an hour after the news has already come out, and by then it's already run 70, 80, 100%, and you missed the run. And that can be aggravating. I know, I've been there. So this is kind of a unique way of being able to take advantage of those press releases and get in on them quick before everyone else does. I am watching IFBD here at 787. To see just how much this thing is going to fall before it starts to reverse. NKGN going back up. Let's take a look at Gilt here. Gilt, G-I-L-T, Gillette Satellite was selected by Safran Passenger Innovations for a strategic multi-million dollar in-flight connectivity program. Not generating any interest or price movement. Cook, COO, price target cut. Price target changes typically are fluff. They didn't used to be. There was a time when price target changes really pushed a stock price. But I think retail traders have wised up a little bit to those, and they don't blindly jump into those. We're up to 62 press releases already this morning. PLTR struggling around that 24.99 spot. IFBD, here we go. All right, I'm going to try some IFBD. Let me see if I can catch this at about 791. Nope. 7.99. 7.99 on IFBD. 7.99. IFBD. Let me pull that chart up for you. IFBD. This is what I was waiting on right here. I was waiting on this green candle with the increase in volume, and that's where I was really starting to pay attention to it on this reversal. Right when we got that nice green candle with an increase in volume, and I took a shot that that was going to reverse. And so far, I'm on the money here. So right now we've gone from 7.99 to 8.29. So we are in the money, folks. In the money. Let's go live on. Yeah, we'll wait till 7:30. We want to get them 7:30 press releases. 8:22. Let's hope this doesn't stall out. We got a nice push on volume here on this last 1 minute candle. We need to keep that one going. We need the volume to continue. Volume dies off on this and it's going to sink. And because it's a low float, it's going to sink quickly. 8.45. Come on. Give us $1. How about $1 per share? Would be a nice quick way to start our morning. Fifth annual Healthy Attitude Summit. Nothing there. All right, here we are. 8.49. Come on, push. We need this volume right here. We need a good 40 to 50,000 share 1 minute candle. Would be absolutely beautiful. A lot of people selling into the bid here. Not looking good. They're selling into the bid. Come on. We've got to hit that ask price. Hit the ask. Let's push that baby up. Right here would be a beautiful spot for an absolute beautiful green candle. This would be a beautiful spot for it. Right here would push this thing up over 850, and that would be absolutely beautiful. We'll break this resistance over here. Come on. There we go. See that jump? You see that jump? The volume all of a sudden jumped, and look at the price. That's what we were looking for. Big, huge push on volume and knock that thing through the ceiling. Let's go. Push on it. 869. Blew past that 850 like a champ. 863. We almost got our $1 per share increase on that quick trade right there. That was a nice, quick little trade. All right, I'm going to take an out on this, lock in some profit. I'm going to lock in. It's going to 840, 841. 832. People selling off, taking profit. Still in. I'm still in there. You see what I mean about how fast that thing can drop when it's a micro float? It's so beautiful to see them go up that quick, but boy, they come down awfully fast. All right, let's take another shot at it. Let's get out. Let's get out. I don't think this is going to hold. Bid's going back up. Almost got me at 7.99. That's where I bought in at 7.99. So I'm waiting for it to see if it's going to fall back to that 7.99. No bags. Do not hold a bag. If it drops down to my 7.99, I'll get out. I'll just call it a wash. Didn't cost me anything to trade it. Didn't lose any money. Didn't make any money, but I didn't lose any money. That's the important part. Don't want to hold a bag on it. It's at 825. Got to watch this pretty close. EVGO fourth stock jumps after quarterly results beat expectations. And that's on EVGO. But if you look at the price movement here, it's really not done anything. So that headline is a little misleading. VNDA, FDA rejects their expanded label. AISP going. Jeremy in IFBD at 791 and got out at 842. Locked in profit. Love to hear it. AISP pushing up. AISP. All right. $7.98. All right. Had to take a loss on that one. IFBD. But I'm going to try it again. I took a 1 penny loss on that one. Jumped below 7.99 and scared me a little bit because I know how fast those can fall. Let's see where we at with press releases here. 62 press releases so far. And just like that, IFBD jumps back up. All right, let's try it again. IFBD. Haven't given up on this one yet. All right, let's go back here. AISP, pulling back a little bit. Keeping a very close eye on IFBD. There we go. There it goes. There it goes. Shook me out of it. It shook me out quick. Riptide from 808 to 845. Awesome. Glad you made some money on that one. Let's take a look at NKGN falling down. AISP still coming down. No more news to look at. IFBD 835. Glad to see you guys are making money on that. 20 on AISP today? Well, boy, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Let's look at the 1 month here. Well, with enough volume, I could see it going to 10. I don't know about 20, but I could see it popping up to about 10 or 11. Definitely keep AISP on your radar, guys. Don't let that one get away from you. Cells is curling up. AISP coming down. I think I'm going to go long here on IFBD. What's the float on AISP? AISP. Oh gosh, the float's all over the place depending on which site you're looking at. Let's take a look at our press releases. All right, ME, here's our 7:30 press releases. Launches new genetic reports on common forms of cancer. That's fluff. PHGE enters into a merger agreement. PHGE, quickly, go take a look at that one. PHGE announces a merger agreement. I have not looked at the details, but I do know that the stock is just now going up. That news just came out. PHGE. Take a look at that. PHGE. Again, I haven't looked at the details of it. I'm just reading off the headlines here. I'll come back and look at the details of that merger. But we do know from past experience that those mergers can create a nice run on a stock, depending on the details. The devil is in the details, as they say. AGEN announces preclinical data on one of their drugs. That's not getting any attention at all. ELEV, nothing there. Let's take a look at, let's go down here a little bit further. All right. PHGE, let's hope some of you may have caught some of that one. PHGE. That started out at 23 cents. B-Way, fourth quarter financials. Let me read the press release here on PHGE. Announces merger agreement. Biomex will host a conference call on March 6th at 9 a.m. to discuss the acquisition and financing. Merger agreement with Adaptive Phage Therapeutics and concurrent $50 million financing. Biomex announces entry into merger agreement with Adaptive Phage Therapeutics and a concurrent $50 million financing. Acquisition will create phage therapy company with an advanced pipeline with 2 phase 2 assets. So we gave you that news the second it came out on PHGE. That started out at 23 cents. It is now at 39.9. Ask was at 40. It's up about 65%. It's up 72% now. 72% runner there. Again, we don't know the complete details of that Ryan took PHGE from 28 cents to 40. Thanks, Jeff. You're very welcome, my friend. We don't know a lot of details about the merger. So there's a lot of questions there. But retail seems to be responding somewhat positively to the news, which is good. But they're going to do a conference call at 9 o'clock to discuss the details. And like I said, the devil's in the details. So this may have a nice little climb, steady climb until 9 o'clock. Conference comes out. It's not an attractive deal at all for PHGE, and it could tank. So be very, very careful. Ken got 8 cents out of PHGE. Anybody over there in YouTube land, take advantage of that. It's up to 41.5 now. PHGE. Let's take a look at the float. PHGE looking like, gosh, depends on what source you're looking at. FinViz has got it at 26 million public float. Dilution Tracker has it at 45 million public float. So it's hard to say really what the float is on that one. But I'm going to say it's probably somewhere in the middle there. So it's not a massive float like a 150 million public float or anything like that. But it's not what we'd like to see. But if it is about 26 million, that's not a bad float. If this thing gets a lot of volume, that 26 million float's not going to mean a thing. $44.9 now. We just hit 46. We're up 90% on this pick. AISP. Let's go back and look at that one again. AISP's back to running again. Nice little dip there. Pullback, nice healthy pullback. And now it's back up. We just topped up to 806 on AISP. Definitely keep this one on your watch today. AISP. Keep this one on your watch. We don't know what this is going to do, but we hope for good things on this one. It's already doing very well here this morning. Started off at 7 o'clock this morning with us at $6.38, and it's now to $7.96. So it's up over $1 from this morning when we started. It's up 61% from where it closed at yesterday. Looking very, very nice. Let's see, NKGN. That was another one we had some high hopes for here this morning, but it's pulled back off of that nice little run that it had this morning at 7 o'clock, and it's not really recovered yet. It's still looking a little weak here. I think a lot of attention is going to other places. IFBD being one of them. PHGE 46. We are up 103% now. 46.7. Terry's in at 34. PHG is running pretty good. So far, it's doing okay. We're a little bit of, there's a couple of red candles in there where we're getting some sell-off. But volume is pretty steady here. You can see on my chart here, the volume is dying off. This is a concern here. This is very concerning. This is one of those things that makes me, take pause for a minute about the price action and be concerned about it. But as you can see right now, look at that volume candle. Look at what that 1 minute volume candle is doing. We're up to 200,000 so far. So the volume is starting to come back on this one. PHGE. We got quite a bit of volume on that 1 minute candle. 262,000 shares traded. Let's go back to AISP. AISP still running pretty solid. It's holding up. right around $8. Let's see if it can stay up over 8. We need that to stay over 8 if we're going to have a shot at $10. Cody, PHGE from 35 cents to 46 cents. Good solid trade, Cody. Nice little scalp. IFBD now running back up again, back up to $8.30. It needs to get over 8.50. If it doesn't get back up over 8.50, it's going to flounder. And we don't want it to flounder. We want it to continue. So let's get it up over 8.50. Peter, PHGE. Peter's on our Wolfpack. He's part of our live stream on our website, and he's commented on our message thread here. He just took PHGE from 28 cents to 47 cents with 30,000 shares. Good start to the morning. Absolutely. Do the math, folks. Do the math. Nice little, beautiful start to the morning. It's not even 8 o'clock in the morning, and he's already locking in some nice profits. AISP coming down. We don't like that. PHGE now at 49. We just touched 49.7 on that. That is looking beautiful. Dave took PHGE from 32 cents to 47 cents. Nice solid trade. That's what it's all about. Base hits, take those gains, lock them in, and try not to give them back. Try not to give those back. We are up to 50 cents now. Level 2, there is a lot for sale at 50 cents. So we're going to have a little bit of a stumbling block here at 50 cents. But if we can break through that 50-cent wall there, we're going to be, and it's not a huge wall. But if we can get through that, I think we're going to see a nice little climb because level 2 looks pretty decent. There's not a lot on level 2 on the sell side. But there is a lot on the bid side. That means there's a lot of people trying to buy into this, but not a lot of people trying to sell it. And that's a good thing. That tells me that this price could go up pretty nicely. And it already has. Let's face it, we're up 113% on this trade already. Let's go back to NKGE. That one's going sideways, as you can see here on the chart. We had that nice, beautiful climb this morning up to $1.76, fell back down into that 148 range, and it's just been kind of going sideways. It really has not gotten any momentum. I think some of these other stocks are pulling away people's money from this one, and the money is going elsewhere. Right now, the money is going into PHGE up to 49, 50, 50 and a half. Let's pull back on the monthly chart here on the website so you can see that. It was at this level where it's currently at back on November 20. late November, about the 27th of November, it was up here where it's at right now. So this is not unfamiliar territory. It was up there back in March. And prior to that, we were looking at $1 as a resistance area. So, with that being said, if this thing continues to get the volume, it continues to get some interest, they got a good press release at 9 o'clock, conference that they're going to have at 9. If that thing sounds really like a very sweet deal, if they present it that way to PHGE, it affects their bottom line. Yes, I could see this running to $1. A lot's going to depend on the details. Please keep that in mind. They're going to do a conference call at 9 o'clock on this. And a lot of this price action at 9 is going to depend on that conference call. If the details suck in this deal, this merger deal, it's coming down. If the deal is great for PHGE, Biomex Inc., I think we could see a nice little spike up to a buck. This could be another 200-300% runner for us. It's already up 141% on this call, folks. 56 cents. Look at that beautiful bastard go. Holy cow. That is nice. Sean, 30.09 to 59. Thanks, Jeff. Raphael took it from 38 cents to 50 cents. Very nice. Jesse took it from 29 cents and sold half of it at 52. So he's playing that one pretty smart. Going to hold on to the little bit of that and see if it continues to climb. If it doesn't, he sold half his position. He's already locked in profit on half of it, which is very smart. And if the other half, if the price starts to fall again, he's still got time to sell the other half and make profit on it as well. So very smart play there. Yeah, Rob, I've lost it 3 times already this morning. I have to keep refreshing my browser. But yeah, I've lost it 3 times already this morning. I'm not sure what's going on with that, Rob, but oh, let's see. We hit 58.3 on that stock, PHGE. Let's go back over here to some news. Let's see what else we've got. NIO, price target cut. Their stock's coming down. CIFR, price target maintained at $5. Price target information is not that great. There's another price target. FUSN announces inducement grants under NASDAQ listing rule. SGHC, fourth quarter revenue, not getting any attention or price movement. And MRNS, price target maintained with a $27 per share price target. And it's right now it's at $9.24. MCRB, price target cut on that one. Let's go back to what is moving. So far now this morning, just to give you a heads up, we've had 76 press releases so far. 76. And I do apologize if I'm missing some of these comments that are popping up. We're live on YouTube. We're live on TikTok, of course, and we're live on Instagram this morning as well. We're live on the gram. And of course, as always, we're live on the website as well. So we'd like to say welcome to everybody on Instagram and YouTube for joining us here this morning. We are live on 4 different platforms right now, and I'm doing my best to read all the comments that are coming in, and they're coming in fast and hard. They're coming in hot, and I'm trying to keep up with the comments, answer people's questions, and trade. Oh, let's see. Prax, Prax, Precision Med price target maintained with a $105 per share price target. And it is currently at $53 with zero volume on that stock. All right. Yeah, it's kind of like a Jeff press conference, isn't it? PHGE. Let's go back to that one. It's up 125%. Let's see if we can get back over that high that we touched at 58.3. That would be nice. For everybody watching us this morning, please hit the follow button on TikTok and Instagram and subscribe button on YouTube. We really appreciate that. We're trying desperately to get over 10,000 followers on TikTok. I've said before, that's not a lot of followers on TikTok. I understand that. That's not in the land of TikTok, 10,000 followers is not much. Uh, however, for the Wolfpack, for me personally, it is a milestone that I would really like to, just a personal milestone that I'd like to achieve. So we do appreciate you guys hitting the follow button. And same way on Instagram. We need to build our audience on Instagram. We need to get a few more followers on there so that our live goes out across the entire platform and not just the people that are following it. And also on YouTube. YouTube is a brand new thing for us here this morning. We started YouTube yesterday was the first day we really gave it a good shot. So this is only our second day in on YouTube, and I'm still working out the bugs. I'm still trying to figure out how to get that to work perfectly. But I think so far this morning we're doing okay. Where do you find the float on E-Trade Pro? Well, you can get the float up here at the top of your screen. However, what you're going to see is what I've noticed anyway. It's not very accurate, and it's the shares outstanding. It's not the public float. It's shares outstandings, which is not really what you want to see. But it does give you kind of an idea where they're at, but you really want to see the public float versus shares outstanding. All right. Let's see. Looking at my layouts here. Sean, AISP from 722 to 812. Nice trade. That's a real nice trade. I use a site called Know the Float. Something new for me. PHGE coming down, AISP curling back up. Look at that baby go. 842 on AISP. And I told you earlier, keep this on your watch list. Keep your eyeballs on this one all day today. Keep your eyes on this all day. Play it as often as you like. Use it and abuse it. This thing was at 6:38 this morning at 7 o'clock when we started, and it's now up to 8:59. Do not fall in love with this thing. Use it and abuse it. All right. APM halted for news. APM. Look at AISP go. Oh, my. The wolf pack is on fire with this one. This is a beauty. 868 now. 871. It is climbing, float. Oh, man, it is. All right. APM. APM is halted. It halted at $1.45. APM. It's a $1.45 stock, and it's halted for news. So now we just need to wait and find out what that news is. $8.57, $7.57. All right, we've got about 2.5 minutes until we get our 8 o'clock press releases. Good morning, everybody on Instagram. The good old Graham. We need to get more followers on Instagram. Right now, we're only able to broadcast live to the people that actually follow. It doesn't go out across the entire platform like it does on TikTok. They've got different rules about going live on Instagram. So we need some more followers there to get that broadcast out over the entire platform, just like we did with TikTok. Yeah, I'll look into that, Rob. I'll send them an email and find out. It went out 3 times for me this morning. Somebody commented, I don't know what kind of computer you have, Rob, or anything, and I assume it's really, really good. But somebody did mention earlier that that blackout that you get, it's because of the video card in your computer. The processor is not able to keep up with the video stream, so it blacks out. Now, I don't know anything about computers, but that's that's what I was told. That's why that happens. My computer is a gaming computer, and the video card in it is insane. It's a wonderful video card, so and it's got a massive processor in it. Um, so and mine does it. So I don't know if that's really what's causing it or not, but that's what I was told. My laptop is an Alien. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that laptop brand, but mine is an Alien, and it is a monster. Terry, thanks, Jeff, for the quick $100 for breakfast on PHGE. Awesome. All right, here's our 8 o'clock press releases. We are up to 26 of them so far. 27. Let me click through the ones that are getting some attention. GDHG Group Holdings announces guest visits increased during 2024. Okay, that doesn't help us. How about ADV? Nothing there. Fluff. CRBP Pharmaceuticals to participate in an obesity summit. All right. AADI, fourth quarter financials, no volume. None of the press releases that came out at 8 are generating any volume. None of them are running. Not seeing any volume pour in on any of these. Another investor conference, APM. Nothing there. Preclinical data on BCTX. Again, no volume, no price movement. Webcast. CDTX to present preclinical data at an annual meeting. Webinar. Clarivate in the agent. Nothing there. CPSH. CPS Technologies and Triton Systems announce a new licensing agreement. It's on CPSH. No volume on that stock at all. Literally zero. Nothing there. How about ITRM? Provides a business update. Nothing there. APM. APM Group enters into a split-off agreement. Also nothing interesting there. Another Roth conference. LUXH has a new operating officer. NVX, nothing there. SEMR, price target cut. QNTF, general market news. PXLW, Roth conference. REE, public offering. REE is doing a public offering. Don't see any details of that. Public offering of ordinary shares at $6.50 a piece. The price is at $6.58. Now remember, it's 8 o'clock. We're going to get that 8 o'clock flush, as I call it, where you're going to see a lot of crazy, wild price movement up and down and up and down. Don't pay any attention to that. SLDB conference, investors forum for CIRA, TNXP, nothing there. TOI, fourth quarter release. Vanny, new person on their board of directors. VATE announces a rights offering. APM. APM. Let's go back and click off of these. Let me look at Wolf real quick. Announcing revenue on Wolf, WULF. Fiscal 23 revenue of about $69 million. Price is climbing up a little bit. It's kind of bouncing around a little bit. Some of that might be because of the 8 o'clock nonsense. Here's a couple of more press releases. MEDS announces special cash dividend. Their price is going up. It's at $9.24, $10.77. It is moving violently. Holy cow. MEDS announces a special dividend, and that stock bounced from 8.75 to 11.45 within seconds. So take a look at meds. Let's see what that's got. PHGE rocket from 47 to 62 for B. Carter. Can't tell you how happy that makes me. MEDS now at 11.58. SENS, Healthcare Conference, PLTR, Army contract wins and stock surging. So that is, we got a lot of that 8 o'clock crap going on with that. That's old news. We knew about that one on PLTR. All right, let's go back. That gave us 109 press releases total so far since 7 o'clock this morning. Like I said earlier, we're getting a lot of press releases, which is great. It's Wednesday, and happy hump day, by the way, to everybody. It's giving us a lot of press releases, but we're not getting any, what I call those gold star press releases, those ones that just chill you to the bone when you read it, and because you know that stock's going up, and you're able to catch it really quick, really early, get a beautiful entry on it as it starts to climb insanely. Those are the kind we love. And unfortunately, we haven't got one of those yet today, but we have had a couple that are moving pretty darn nice. Look at PHGE, 69 cents. That stock is up 202% from our call out, folks. 202%. Isn't that not absolutely amazing? Love it. AISP, still trying, but it is struggling a little bit. Let's go back to PHGE. That is the monster this morning. 69.70 cents. We are up 205% on that call. 71, 211% up on that call. 228% up on that call. Oh, how many times do you get in a stock that runs 200% and you caught it at the beginning? How about let's add a 235% return on investment in our portfolios this morning. How does that sound? 233% right now. Jeremy is saying, damn, I sold at 63. Peter, PHGE again. Second go round for him on this one from 47 cents to 74 cents. What a beauty. Rick is saying, let's go. Let's push this baby up. We've got an hour before the conference call on this. Sean says, I'm up 119%, and he got in late. Think about that, folks. 119% return on investment on a penny stock. Rick got in at 32 cents, and he is still in. That is beautiful. $8 dividend on meds. Chuck just commented on YouTube. We talked about meds popping up so beautifully on the fact that they announced they were doing a dividend. And apparently it is a $8 dividend. What? Look at PHGE. Whoo! Look at that sell off. Come on. Now stop that shenanigan stuff there on PHGE. Let's push that back up. Yeah, it kind of looks like everybody's lost interest in IFBD. I don't know if they're still pumping that one over on X, but it certainly has gone sideways since 7:15 this morning. It really hasn't done a whole lot of anything. Good morning, Jay. Good to have you with us. We've got some of that 8 o'clock garbage going on. Special dividend on meds. Let's go back to meds real quick. Well, as you can see, that press release on meds pushed it up pretty nice. Started out around $8.86, and it did climb up to $12.68. It's currently down 11.52. Had an $8 per share on meds dividend. The deadline for ownership is 3/18, March 18th, with a payment on 3/22. All right, let's continue looking at these. Let's go back to PHGE. What's this one doing? Climbing back up. We're back up a little bit on this one. We're still up 228% on this call. Still looking pretty solid. Let's see, CHPT. Stock dropping. According to Barron's, stock is dropping because investors want something positive. All right. Let's look at NEGG. Nothing there. Let's go back to volume. PHGE. Let's not forget about this one. It's up to 76. We just touched 78. We did manage to get it up to 89 cents. Let's see if we can get it back up over 80 again. APM. Where did that one go? APM is halted because of news. And the news was existing APM holders and existing YOOV holders expect to own about 10% and 90% respectively of the outstanding shares of the combined company. So we have a merger here between APM and YOOV. And it looks like the APM stockholders will own about 10% of the company, and YOOV holders will have about 90% of the company, of the outstanding shares of the combined companies. Now, they haven't released it yet. I suspect that it's probably not going to do very well. Just a guess, but I would suspect that APM is not going to do very well when they release it. Took PHGE several times. Got to go. Thanks, Wolfpack. You are very, very welcome, Ken. All right, let's take another look. Let's go back to look at meds. We don't want to forget about this one. Look at meds. Now it just touched 1340, 1360, and then 1340. Now this pulling back again. This could be a beautiful little runner here today. Might get a short squeeze on this one. It's sitting at a resistance level. I would bet around 14 bucks. Just looking at the chart here, I would bet right around somewhere between 12. Let me change that. Somewhere between 13.50 and 14.50. Someplace in between there, I think some shorts might start covering on that one. I don't know what the short float is on that, but I would suspect that it could force a few of them out on that stock. Let's take a look at MEDS real quick. Oh, now I've got a public float rather of about 900,000. I don't know how accurate that is. Dilution tracker has it at 0.9, so it's about 900,000. Wall Street's got it at 900,000. Finviz has got it at 8.6, so 800,000. Yahoo Finance has it at 500,000. So we do know that it's at least under a million. Four out of four sources are saying that it's under a million. Now, there might be some other sources that are giving different information than that, but the four that I'm looking at is showing under a million. And it's showing a short float percentage of about 1.6%. So it doesn't have a huge short float. So I wouldn't expect a massive amount of short covering here. But if we do get some, you could expect with this low float, you could expect this thing to really go. So definitely keep an eye on that. Please keep an eye on that. Look at PHGE. We just touched 88 cents. This stock's up 251%. Put that into perspective, folks. This stock started out this morning at 23 cents on our call out when the news came out. 23 cents. And it's up to 84 right now. Nice climb. 262% increase on this bad boy. Cells. CELZ. Let's take a look at that one again. Cells going sideways. Again, just to repeat, Cells started out at $4.73 this morning. And on that press release, it ran up to about $7.60. Fell back down to about where it's at now, around that 557. and it's been holding steady, going sideways, consolidating. It's been consolidating between 526 and 577. So it's had a very wide channel there where it's been kind of bouncing around, which makes for a beautiful day trading scenario. Sean, PHGE for the third time this morning from 73 to 83. Thanks, Jeff. You're very welcome. I'm glad that everybody was able to catch that one this morning with us. Bright and early. That press release came out at 7:30 this morning. So if you were with us on the live stream on the website, you would have caught that one. And of course, the folks on YouTube caught that this morning with us as well, because we were live on YouTube this morning at 7:30. And hopefully, I haven't seen anybody comment yet on YouTube about taking advantage of that PHGE, but I have to assume there probably is a few people on there that took advantage of that. We just smacked 90 cents on PHGE. We are up 273%. We love those. We absolutely love these. We used to get them quite often. We used to get these big runners like this quite often. The last couple of months have been an absolute blessing for these kind of big runners. The last couple of weeks, however, things have turned around a little bit and the market's changing, and we have to change and adapt with it. And all that means for us, since we're chasing press releases, it almost sounds like we're ambulance chasers. Just about. But we're chasing press releases, and that's our primary trading strategy, is to find press releases early in the morning, jump on the ones that are good, write them up, ride the momentum of that press release up, lock in your profit, move on to the next press release. And that's kind of our trading strategy here. That's my trading strategy. It's worked for me. It's allowed me to retire early, so I'm sticking with it, whatever works. Trading is more of a hobby for me right now than it is making a living. I already made enough to make my living. I don't need to do it anymore, but I'm addicted to trading. I absolutely love the process. I love helping other people succeed. It very exciting for me. And so if you'd like to be a part of that kind of trading, if you like the idea of catching a press release when it first comes out and riding that momentum up, then Wolfpack is definitely the place for you in pre-market, if that's the kind of trading. Now, if you're more of a technical analysis kind of trader, or more of a long-term trader or investor, what we do is probably not in your wheelhouse, especially if you're not into penny stocks. We typically look at stuff that's, as an average, I would say that anything from $12 and down is kind of what we focus on. So it's not all penny stocks. Don't misunderstand that say, oh, the Wolfpack, all they do is penny stocks. A majority of what we do are in that $5 and less category. I'll give you that, which now Wall Street considers anything $5 and less a penny stock. But we do generally everything on my watch list is $12 and less, unless something has climbed from there and it's still on my watch list. But typically we're looking at $12 and less kind of stock. So if that's kind of in your wheelhouse and that's kind of what you're interested in, Wolfpack's definitely the place for you. But I like them. They're big movers. Look at PHGE this morning. Another perfect example of what I'm talking about. Catching a press release on a stock that's 23 cents and having it run up over 260% for you. That's a hell of a return on investment by anybody's metric. I don't care what metric they're using, 260% return on investment is absolutely phenomenal. Don't let anybody tell you any different. That is phenomenal. So, with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go. TikTok, it was beautiful being with you this morning. I hope a bunch of you caught PHGE with us and a couple of these others as well. And keep an eye on meds, keep an eye on PLTR, Palantir, however you pronounce that. There's a lot of them that have some potential today. So keep an eye on those. I'll see you at 9:15. I'll see you at 9:15 this morning, Eastern time, and we'll catch the opening bell together. And that goes for you to Instagram. We'll be back on at 9:15 and catch the opening bell together. So you guys have a beautiful morning. We're going to continue to go with our live here on the website, wolfpackcommunity.com. Wolfpackcommunity.com, just like it sounds. If you want to continue with us there, subscribe to the live trading. It's only 25 bucks a month. It'll be well worth it, I promise. This one trade alone would have paid your subscription rate for a couple of years. So anyway, join us on the website. We're also going to continue with our live stream on YouTube. So if you're on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, and you would like to continue here with us for a little bit, pop over to our YouTube page, Wolfpack Community, over there as well. My picture is right on my profile. You can't miss it. And continue the live with us there if you'd like to. And of course, if you do go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button and follow us there. Hit the like button and let us know that you appreciate what we're doing and giving you these calls. And we absolutely would appreciate it. Much love to everybody, and I'll see you guys at 9:15 right here. All right. Okay. Well, I think that was a success. Then he bought in at 48, sold at 82. All right. Well, PHGE looks like it is coming down a little bit here. It is pulling back. We're back down to 70 cents. We are still up 198% on that stock, so we can't complain about that. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful way to start the morning, Terry. You're not joking there, my friend. Absolutely beautiful. All right, let's go over. Let's check out. Well, I've got a couple more press releases here. They're not generating any interest. Price target, merger with that other company. We already know about that one. Price target change, price target, price target. Class action lawsuit, class action lawsuit. Let's see what we get here at 8:30. We've got about 30 seconds. For those of you following us on YouTube for the first time and you're brand new to the watching the Wolfpack, the market usually puts out press releases on the half hour, 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8, 8:39, 9:30, and so on. And there's a spattering of press releases in between those, but those are the big dumps. And here is our 8:30 dump. Let's see what we got. NXL, positive results from a clinical study. device for treating adult patients with chronic insomnia. For some reason, I feel like that's old news, but NXL, no volume on it just yet, but take a look at it. It's up to 40 cents. It's climbing. NXL. NXL. Just take a look. I'm not telling you to go buy it. I'm telling you to go look at it, see what you think. GNPX, to present positive information. Receive fast track designation from the FDA. That's on GNPX. Also, fresh news there. Let's see what else we've got moving. STGW, nothing there. CJET, nothing there. BREA, nothing there. Hopefully you guys are checking out those two that I just gave you to see what's up with them. See what's going on. See if the price is moving up. See if the volume is coming in. See if it looks tasty or not. A lot of conferences, healthcare conferences, healthcare summits. A lot of conferences. The vast majority of these are conferences. Take a look at the ones that I hollered out, that I told you to look at. APM was unhalted. Is it doing badly? I suspected with the press release that it might come down since APM shareholders were only going to be 10% vested in that new combined company. But I could be wrong. But I suspected that it would come down. XTKG special dividend as well. Not cash, but shares. Keep that in mind. All right. We got quite a few of them there at 8:30, but none of them had any meat on them at all. We've got 137 press releases so far. 137. But hopefully you took advantage of a couple of those. Let's take a look. GNPX is being shorted. Let's look at PHGE, trying to curl back up again. AISP, still going sideways. PLTR, going sideways for the most part. It's still looking strong, but it's still going sideways. SOFI, prices offering of $750 million of 1.25% convertible notes due in 2029. PHGE pushing back up to 74 cents. Let's take a look at meds. Meds stuck at 12, stuck in that $12 range. We did smack 14 bucks on meds. Low float on this one. So I definitely would keep an eye on it. Could turn out to be a really decent run on this one. 172,000 share buy order on AISP. APM now hits 486. APM bounced on that news when it was let go. Smacked 486 on its way back down again. I thought for sure that was gonna fall when it got released. Keep an eye on it. That's all you can do. Meds at 1280. PHGE stuck. Just stuck. AISP not doing anything. NKGN curling back up again. Might get a little something here. IFBD still going sideways. NXL. This was the positive results on a clinical study. As you can see, spiked up beautifully on the news, had trouble, and then fell. Meds coming down. DADA curling upwards. Not a lot of volume involved here, but it is curling up. DADA. It's up 20% since yesterday's close. Now, the news on this one this morning was a class action lawsuit, which really are irrelevant. Don't pay any attention to those class action lawsuits. APM, look at that pop. APM, we just talked about this one. Wow, look at that pop up to 598. Wow. Did anybody get into that? APM on the release. Did you get in on that first big pop? APM. Looks like Chuck got it at 440. Anybody else take some of that? Lynn grabbed 500 at 250. I love it. Lynn grabbed 500 shares of that at $2.50, and it's at $5.80. We know Lynn is banking some money this morning. 589. Can this break 6? Come on. Get us up over 6. I want to be able to hear Lynn hollering through that computer. Bust up over 6 for us. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's look at another press release here. You guys continue have fun with APM. Keep me updated. I'm going to start clicking through some more press releases for you. Let's see. APGE commences public offering. $350 million worth of shares on its common stock. Let's see. Price target change. Offering. BBIO. BBIO. Public offering. 8 million shares at 29 bucks. Price right now is at 30. Price target change. Grits. GRTS. Price target changed. KOS. Offering $350 million of its 3.125% convertible notes due in 2030. VSTM. VSTM oncology ovarian cancer drug gets FDA orphan drug designation. And WTI revenue misses on revenues by 7 cents. Worse than expected. Well, let's go back here. We got another one here on DTC, price target cut. All right, what are we up to now? My gosh, 147 press releases. That is more like it, folks. That is more like a normal day. All right, PHGE at 70. PLTR. Look at that beautiful climb on PLTR. 26 bucks. Who is taking advantage of PLTR? You've got to be up pretty nicely on that one. We just broke over 26 bucks. We're at 26.07. NKGE, IFBD coming down. NXL coming down still. Cells, CELZ going sideways. Jeremy's in at 24.29. So he's up a couple of bucks on that one. Looks like APM is struggling here. Looks like we're going sideways. Let's hope it holds this right here. We don't want it to drop below 512. Please don't drop below 512. We want to hold this line right here, right where it's at. We want it to hold. Come on. Bounce off of that 9-day EMA on the 1-minute chart. Look at that bounce off the 9-day. Right at the tip of the 9-day EMA, it bounced. Boy, you can't get any closer than that. Look at that, right at the tip of the 9-day EMA. It touched and bounced. Let's hope it continues up now. Let's hope it continues up off of that bounce. Come on. We had a nice pullback off after this initial climb here and a bounce up. Now we've got another pullback here. Let's hope this is just that, a pullback, and this starts another nice climb up towards that $7 range. Come on. NVNO news. NVNO. NVNO. NVNO news. Don't see any press release on my end for that. Do you know what the press release is, Alex? NVNO. I'm not sure I even have that stock. Let me look. NV. NVNO. Yes, that is on my watch list, but I didn't get a press release on it. Positive top-line efficiency data showing significant clinical improvement on a pivotal trial to be presented today at the Venice 2024 American Venous Forum annual meeting. So NVNO is going to present positive top-line efficiency data. So it did pump up on the news, but it is coming back down now. Here's some more at 8:45. Cells rally in pre-market on FDA orphan drug designation. CETX release of pioneering AI gun detection feature. Okay, so this is on CETX. Symmetrics announces a beta release of a pioneering AI gun detection feature. So if that's kind of stuff that interests you. There you go. No volume on that stock, really. CVM issues a letter to shareholders. CXDO, price target change. DTIL announces MHRA approval. Nothing going on with that stock. OMQS to supply proprietary fintech solution to Israel's largest fast food restaurant chains. Okay. PHGE curling back up. NVNO. Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't have hit mine. I'm not sure why it wouldn't have hit mine. No answer for that. Boy, it tanked too, didn't it? Wow. All the way down below yesterday's close. Below yesterday's close. All right, let's go back to what is running here. PHGE curling back up or trying to. Love to see that get back up over 85. What indicators do you use? Well, I've got just a couple. I don't believe in using more than three at any one time. Um, I'm using the EMAs, and I use the 950 and 200. So that's one indicator that I use. And of course, I'm using volume, obviously, and that is considered an indicator. And I use RSI and VWAP. And that's really about all I need. So those four, some people don't consider volume an indicator. Um, if you don't consider that an indicator, I use three. If you consider that an indicator, I use four. But those are the only ones I use for day trading. For me personally, I find those four just perfect um, for helping me out with day trades. Now, swing trades, I might add in some MACD, something like that. But for day trading, quick scalps off of some of these, um, you have to remember, I'm not doing long holds. I'm not holding them for 3 or 4 weeks. I'm only carrying them through the momentum of a press release. So you say, what's your buy indicator? Well, the press release is my buy indicator. Depending on how good the press release is, that's going to tell me, should I get in or should I not get in? So that for me, a buy indicator is not a technical analysis thing that I have on my chart. It's the press release. And then if the press release is good, I look at the volume that's coming in on that press release. I look at the price movement. I look at RSI. And then I make a decision, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get in. So that's kind of my go in is with the press release and volume. Now, where I get out is when I start seeing weakness. When I start seeing weakness in the price movement, when I see candles starting to turn red, I see RSI curling down, I see VWAP starting to curl down. Those are my indications. Maybe I need to get out, lock in profit, and call it a day on that stock and move on to the next one. So I don't really need a lot of really fancy technical indicators or complicated technical indicators for that kind of trading, that momentum trading. Really don't need it. It's really not necessary. If I was going to do long holds, if I was going to do long-term investing, Yeah, I'd want to look at a lot of different indicators. I'd want to look at the fundamentals of the company. I'd go do research on what their market cap is and what their P&L statement looks like. What's their EBITDA? I'd want to look at a lot of those kind of indicators to help me out make those decisions. But when you're trading stocks like we do in pre-market on news, we're solely going off those press releases. I really don't care what their market cap is. I don't care what their EBITDA was on their last financial statement. It's irrelevant to that press release. Press release is, to me, in my personal opinion, especially on penny stocks, especially, and I'm talking $12 and less kind of stocks. A press release is everything. A press release controls everything. It can force a stock up, it can force a stock down, and you can look at all the indicators you want. You could look at 5 different technical analysis indicators that are all telling you buy, 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 buy. This is a good buy. And 30 seconds later, a press release comes out that the company's something negative and that price will tank. It doesn't matter that all your indicators were telling you to buy. Press release controls everything. Press release is king. They trump everything on price movement, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. And that's why I like using them. MAIA 158 to 170. I know that was kind of a long, drawn out explanation on that, but MAIA, strong efficiency of Theo as third line treatment for non-small cell lung cancer treatment. And that's on MAIA. PHGE back up 232%. APM curling back up. APM looking strong again. CVM, letter to shareholders. Second plant. Plants are very calming. I like to be around a lot of plants. Not flowers so much, but plants. Plants are very soothing to me. MAIA. MAIA. News came out on this about 5 minutes ago. We're into our 5th minute here on the news. AEVE price target change. Let's go back to PHGE, stuck at 78. APM, it tried. Got back up to 536 and fell back down. Meds, coming down slightly. MAIA, struggling here. 10 million public float. Right now, the top runner and top volume grabber is PHGE by far. Collecting the most volume, most shares being traded, best price movement in percentages. But APM is right behind it. Not in volume, but in price movement. APM is up 219%. That's 200 plus runners this morning. The rest of them are having troubles. Time for a monster break here. Running my mouth too much. Oh, gives me a dry throat. NKGN. NKGN. Curling up. Need a Red Bull at 5:55 a.m. Oh, I hear you. You know, I've never tried Red Bull. I've never had one. I've never ever tried one. I've heard they taste horrible, so I just never tried one. Apparently, it's an acquired taste. Monster's the same way. It's an acquired taste. And actually, I got started on Monster, the green one anyway, uh, at work many years ago at work. Uh, I got really thirsty. It was out in the factory, out in the plant, and it was really hot. And I wanted something cold to drink. I went in the break room, and the vending machine for the cold drinks was broken. And the only thing I could get was out of another machine, and all they had was Monsters. So I got a green Monster, and I'll tell you, the first sip, I thought, oh God, that is just awful. But I was so thirsty, anything cold and wet was good. So I finished it off, and by the time I got to the end of the can, I thought, huh, that's not bad. That's really not that bad. So it just took one can to kind of acquire the taste for it, but it definitely was an acquired taste. Red Bull and vodka. I've only had Red Bull and a Jaeger bomb. Oh, Jaeger bombs. My gosh, I haven't heard somebody mention Jaeger bomb in years. I I don't get out to bars. I don't go to bars. Tiki bar maybe on the beach, to have cold beer or something, listen to somebody play guitar. But just to go to like a regular bar, I don't do that. Nothing wrong with it. I just, again, it's all about the crowds. I don't like crowds. I don't like walking elbow to elbow between people and in a hot environment, sweating, loud music just blaring. Um, just not my. I'd rather be on a beach someplace relaxing with a cold drink or sitting next to the pool with a cold drink. That's me. That's my taste. PHGE. Come on, we're back up to 84. Let's break 90. Yeah, when I was here's the difference. People ask me about that. They say, how can you hate crowds? You used to be a country singer. I played in casinos and nightclubs. I opened up for bigger entertainers. I was an opening act at state fairs, and I played everywhere, all over the country. And yes, the bigger the crowd, the better. But you have to remember, I wasn't in the crowd. There's a big difference between being in the crowd and being up on the stage. Whole different feeling. It's a different environment. I didn't have to be a part of the crowd when I was singing. IBRX shows N803 combined with neutralizing antibody could lead to sustained HIV control. So there's a little bit of positive news here on IBRX. This is our 9 o'clock news dump here. GP, Green Power launches new truck body business. Nothing there. IVDA. IVDA signs Australian reseller. Projects over $5 million. FEMI, remember FEMI, F-E-M-Y, completes the first in-office commercial procedure with the FDA-cleared Femiseed infertility solution. That's on FEMI, F-E-M-Y. Look at PHGE go. Guess what? The 9 o'clock buyers have showed up. Let's see if they'll push PHGE up over 90. AMBO, it's up a little bit, but I don't see any volume on that to make it interesting. VUZI, VUZI popped up a little bit here. You can see on the chart it popped up, but there's only 17,000 shares traded on that stock, so it's not something that's probably that interesting to everybody. There's that. Let's look at CHPT, price target change, GOGL, GXAI. GXAI, 1 for 12 stock split, effective market open on March 8th. A 1 for 12 stock split. So, reverse stock split. So, we'll have to take a look at what the current float is, public float, divide that by 12, and see if that puts that stock down into our micro float list. It might. I don't know. We'll have to look into that, but I'll guarantee you, dollars to donuts, Sandy is going to be all over that one. And if it throws it into the micro float list, she will definitely let everybody know. SPRY at a conference. PHGE at 85 cents now. Will it get over that 90-cent spot, man? We need it up over 90. I know there's a couple of you still holding that stock. Please let us know how you did on that. APM still kind of going sideways. Meds going sideways. PHGE, man, it is so close. We touched 90 cents about 6 minutes ago, just prior to that 9 o'clock hour. But if anybody is still holding that and you decide to sell, let us know how you did. Everybody is curious. All right. Just reading some comments on YouTube. I've got to run YouTube on my laptop, and it's kind of back behind me here, so I have to turn and look at the comments every once in a while. PHGE. Anybody listening to the conference call? Conference call is supposed to start at 9 o'clock here this morning. Now, remember I said, if the conference call is good, if the news is good, if the merger is very attractive for PHGE, and it's attractive for the PHGE shareholders, stock price is going to go up. If it's flat, nothing to see here kind of news, the merger is just nothing to really brag about, or it's bad, it's going to go down. So be quick on the sell button. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out with this conference call. So if anybody's on the conference call, by all means, let us know what you're hearing. Keep us update. Give us a minute by minute update here of what you're hearing. I know every once in a while, I've seen Sandy mention that she is listening to a conference call, so she might be on this one. I don't know. I don't have Discord on and in front of me right now to know. But also, you're welcome to go to Discord and check that out. When I get done on my live here, that's where everybody tends to kind of rotate over there to the Discord because that runs all day long. It starts at 4 o'clock in the morning. Sandy's usually up posting stuff, along with a few other members that are up at 4 a.m., man, posting stocks that are running at 4 o'clock in the morning when the pre-market first opens. And it's nonstop posting pretty much all day long on stocks that everybody's seeing running, press releases coming out. It's a great place to be. So I highly recommend it. RVSN, groundbreaking AI safety system in a national railroad line. RVSN. RVSN. This fresh off the presses here. RVSN. Rail Vision deploys its groundbreaking AI safety system in a national railways line. This looks like Israeli news. An AI-driven mainline safety system. So that might get some play. $163 shares on it. 179,000 shares now. Price moving up. RVSN. Again, fresh, hot off the presses kind of news. And PHGE, let's go back to that one. I'm curious to see how this plays out as the conference call continues. We'll get an idea what this conference call is looking like here in just a moment, I'm sure, when the price starts drastically going one direction or the other. I promise you it's not going to go sideways. These conference calls always affect these darn things, and it's either going to go down or it's going to go up like crazy. And you'll notice, you'll see it. When it's happening, you'll see it. RVSN, Lynn says it gets great runs in pre-market. Recent high of $5.40 on 229. So let's watch it. Sandy's not customer service. APM. Shares triple on a merger and asset split off. It's up 196%. Even though it's come down off of this high here, APM, it's still up 196%. So that stock doesn't have anything to prove to anybody. It's been beautiful. PH, here's DNN News, fresh off the press. Billion-dollar uranium market growing at a solid rate. Well, that doesn't help the stock price. Oh, she's helping a Discord member. Okay, gotcha. She's doing customer service. All right, gotcha. That makes better sense. I didn't quite understand that before. So take a look at RVSN. Let's keep that one on our radar here. We've had a couple of really nice runners. Maybe that'll be number 3 that pushes up nutty. Let's see what PHGE does here. And once again, welcome to everybody on watching us on YouTube. We do really appreciate that. And we appreciate you hitting the subscribe button. Subscribe to our channel. Wolfpack community absolutely loves having you with us. We're all about finding those press releases in the morning. And as you can tell, if you've been with us now for a little bit here this morning, I read off a lot of press releases, all in the hopes of finding that one or two that really skyrocket and make us a bunch of money. We always say we only need one. We only need one to make our day wonderful. One stock can make your day just beautiful, make you smile all day long. It only takes one. All right. So let's go back to PHGE here. PLTR climbing back up, trying to back to 25.99. We might get that over 26 again. APM still going sideways, but I've seen a couple of green candles starting to form here. CELZ not doing anything. Meds. We want to keep an eye on meds today. I told you earlier this morning, keep an eye on that one all day today. Keep an eye on meds. We don't know if it's going up or down, but it's primed to go up. So keep a very close eye on that one. Don't let it out of your sight. MAIA climbing back up off of that big dip. Look at that dip. MAIA dipped all the way back to $1.48, and it's back up to $1.66 now. This is the one that we read off about 25 minutes ago when that run first started. They announced strong efficiency of Theo, which is their drug, as a third-line treatment for non-small cell lung cancer patients. And it's back up to 168. Let's see if we can break 170. Its stock is only up 13% right now, 14%. So it's still in its early phases here of a nice run. It's only up 13%. So let's imagine it went up 100%. So there's still lots of room there if it turns into a runner. We don't know. I'm just pointing out the fact that it's only ran 13% so far. So it's still relatively early. How nice would it have been to get into PHGE when it was only up 13%? Did you buy into PHG? I did, but sold way too early, 32 to 38. Can't seem to hold the winners long enough. I did not, Rye Gable. I did not. Full disclosure, I did not get into PHGE. I would have liked to have. But reading off these press releases, when I'm getting 20 or 30 of them at a time, it gets hard for me to buy in and present fast news breaking kind of stuff to you guys. Every once in a while, when the news is slow and we get a good one, I definitely jump in. But the only one I jumped in this morning was IFBD, and I took a 1 penny loss on that one. CYCC. CYCC announces receipt of a $2.9 million R&D tax credit. I'm going to be seriously looking into getting some help to make this experience a little bit better. 248 sells is getting some volume loading. RVSN new high of 248. IFBD climbed back up. APM curling back up. PHG E is up to 84. Yeah, I'm gonna be looking into getting some help in here and sort of a social media person, rearranging the office a little bit for a different setup in my desk and that kind of thing, so that I don't have to focus on dealing with the different social media platforms. Somebody else is doing that for me, and I can focus on trading. RVSN, come on, push. We managed to hit 248, but man, it came down really quick off of that. I've read off 173 press releases this morning so far. 173 press releases. Can you imagine reading 173 press releases and trading at the same time? It's not easy. It's not impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not easy. My name's Alicia. I'm a Dexcom. Oh, we don't care, Alicia. It is not impossible, but it is a challenge. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, absolutely. I love the desk. It's not much. The desk is really not a fancy desk. It's just a metal, industrial design kind of a thing with metal legs, and it's really nothing fancy. It's just an L shape so that I can get my monitors, you know, at an angle. So it's nothing fancy. The chair, love the chair. It's built specifically for gaming. Beautiful chair. Absolutely loved it. Would definitely recommend the chair. The only thing I didn't like about the chair is it came in a very small box in a dozen pieces, and you have to put the whole thing together if you get it through Amazon. That took a little while. Yes, I will do a 4 o'clock today. I will do 4 p.m. today. Absolutely. We'll catch after hours together. We will catch the after hours runners together today. Hopefully we get a couple of good ones. Let's look at RVSN. Now this is another one, folks. I hope that you were with us either on the live stream or on YouTube. We've been running YouTube now all morning so far. RVSN had some news on it here this morning, and it's run from $2.03, and we just touched $2.48. It's back to 242. And of course, PHGE, another nice one. APM had a nice run, but as you can see on the chart here, it's just sort of slumped down, not performing very well. Then there's PLTR. Thank you very much, Chuck, for pointing that one out again. Then we've got PLTR. We called out that one. We've been talking about it all morning long. It's at 26.05. That stock was at 24 this morning at 7 o'clock. So it's gone up about $2 a share in pre-market here. So that's been very nice and pleasant. Meds was another one. Had a nice run on some news. It was at $8.86. They put out some news about a special dividend, and that stock ran from 886 up to $14. We've got a new one here on EVGO. Probably a repeat. Yeah, that's just a repeat on news. MAIA, that's another one. Let's take a look at MAIA. Let's go back to volume so I can find it fast. MAIA, that was another one that had news on it this morning. Now, it climbed very quickly on the news from 153 to 188. Very quick spike in the first minute. Fell back down, climbed back up again to about 178, and fell all the way to 148, and it has been climbing ever since. So it bottomed out at 148, and it is currently at 171. Peter, PHGE from 52 cents to 82 cents with 5,000 shares. Last batch out for now. He's had enough for now. MAIA. There are several this morning that we really need to be paying attention to. I really want you to focus on a few of these. PHGE, keep an eye on that one. These are the big volume runners and percentage runners. APM. And that one's not so much. PLTR. Keep an eye on PLTR. Meds. Meds is up to 1235 now. Getting a little bit of a boost here just before market open. RVSN. Another one to keep an eye on. So there's a handful for you to keep an eye on. And out of all of those that I just mentioned, we don't know which ones are going to run at market open and which ones are going to tank. We do know that there's going to be a few of these that are running pretty nicely this morning, that are running on pretty decent sized volume, that are going to tank when the market opens. They are absolutely going to tank. And there'll be a couple of them that take off running. And unfortunately, we don't know which ones are which. So with that in mind, a lot of traders will sell off if they're sitting on some profit right now, they're going to sell off just prior to the market opening for just that reason. They don't know if it's going to tank or if it's going to climb. So err on the side of caution, sell your position or sell half and wait and see what the market does. If it climbs up, they'll buy back in. If it tanks, then they can go, glad I sold. So if you see a lot of these starting to dip, 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 dip in those last 10 minutes before the market opens, that's what you're seeing. A lot of people selling off before the market opens. Todd took GNPX from $4.40 to $5.10. Greg, RVSN from 230 to 240. Nice solid trades, guys. Nice little spikes. You don't need to have a home run. We see stocks like PHGE that are up right now 223%. We're up 260% earlier this morning. We see those and we think, gosh, you really want to have those all the time. And we would love that. But unfortunately, the market doesn't work that way. And you can't get used to those. If you get used to them, then you start expecting it. And you can be up 20 or 30% on your investment and not be happy with it because you want 200. I've seen stocks go 200, so I want 200. Well, they don't always happen. So don't let that mentality sort of take over and think that 20 or 30% profit on your investment is not good, because it really is good. That really, really, really is good. I know it may not seem like it when you see 200% runners, but you can get 20, 30% return on investment. You should be really, really happy with that. Take those when they're handed to you. We have got about 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Rick, PHGE, from 32 cents to 75 cents. Nice. So he is playing that one safe. You see the price movement coming off that 80%, Rick. You see the price movement coming off of that 80. You see it dipping here. That's people selling off just prior to the market opening. They don't know where it's going to go, so let's play it safe and lock in. It's exactly what you did. You locked in your profit before the market opened because you don't know where it's going. If this thing tanks, you're going to be very, very thankful that you got out at 75. If it decides to run, there's nothing stopping you from getting back in again and take advantage of the next run. So it really is playing it safe, locking in those profits. That's money now that's yours. They can't take it away from you. Well, you can give it away. You can give it away on the next trade, but they can't take it away. AISP. Let's look at this press release first. LFST, price target change. APM. We need to go back to that one. We've got about 30 seconds here before the market opens. Good luck to everybody in your trading. And I sincerely mean that. Good luck. Cut your losses small. If you got into something and it starts turning south on you, lock in those profits while you still have them. If it goes south and you find yourself in the red, don't hold on to those. Don't be a bag carrier for somebody else. You will blow up your account quicker than you realize if you keep holding all those bags. So let's take a look at PHGE and see which way that decides to go. Curious myself on where this one's going. All right, let's take a look at what's moving. PHGE is up 3% since the market opened. IFBD, that one is up. Where'd he go? IFBD's up 5%. NXL's up 3%. MRAI, we've been talking about that one. That's up 6%. What else is moving decently here? IFBD now at 10%. IFBD at 10.5%, 11%. MRAI at 8%. IFBD running very, very nicely. IFBD, that was the runner from this morning. That one is pushing up really nice here at market open. IFBD is really trying to run here. Let's see if it pushes up fast enough for it to halt. NKGN, it's 8%. IFBD at 8%. Volumes coming in on RVSN. The markets are green today. The markets are green so far this morning. Dow Jones is up 224 points. NASDAQ 150 points. S&P 35. SPY is running nicely. SPY is up 3.48. XBI is up. Russell 2000 is up. All the market indicators are green right now. So that is really good, positive news. My watch list, over 2,000 stocks on my watch list, 56% of them are green. Only 27% are red. So that is phenomenal. That is really, really good news. So we might be in for a relatively decent day here in the market. So let's go back. Weeza's down. PHGE coming down. NKGN. PLTR's down. NKGN up 9%. IFBD at 6%. RVSN. It's up 13%. Mo took it from 230 to 250. RVSN up now to 259. RVSN. We gave you this press release as soon as it came out. This press release came out at about 9:07 this morning. Now that was prior to us going live on Instagram and TikTok. So you guys may have missed that unless you were with us on the website or on YouTube this morning. But that stock was at $2.03 when that press release came out. And it's currently at 267, 270. So hopefully you guys were able to take advantage of that. Some of you folks on YouTube and of course on the website. Looks like a few of you are. It's got a few people posting that they took advantage of it. Gotta love that. B Carter's in at 224. Nice. Like to hear that. Like to hear that. You're making some decent money on that one this morning. All right, what PHGE curled back up off of that low. It's back to 84 cents. We just smacked 85 cents. And I think you can see the advantage of doing, Rick, what you did. Um, Selling it up here, you can see, I'm sure you were feeling pretty good about that sell when it was down here at around 64 cents. And like I said, if it starts to climb, you've sold off, you locked in your profit. If it starts to climb again, you can always jump back in. I mean, that's assuming that you have a day trade left that you can use in that. Um, and of course, if you're on a margin account, it's not an issue. You can retrade it. But um, a great way to play those. Sell it, lock in that profit so that at least you're guaranteed for that profit. If you notice it starting to climb when the market opens, you can always jump back in, ride that momentum back up, and scalp a little bit more money off of the same stock. So PHGE up 9% now. INPX up 8%. NIO up 4%. RVSN at 17% now. Looks like we topped off at about 288 on that one. Not sure how far that one will go. But definitely a nice climb here. DADA, that one's up 9%. Data. EVGO up 7. RVSN still climbing, still trying to push up. 287, 291, 294. RVSN is a monster. B. Carter, you are making some money on this one. I know you've got to be happy about that. RVSN on its way back up. Climbing nicely. 307. 307. We just touched 315. $1.12 increase in share price since we called it out. Since we read off the news. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Love that. Absolutely love it. That is a couple of really nice runners for us this morning. All right. It's at 308. Let's see if we can get it back up over 317. Watch for a pullback here. It's going to happen. It needs a pullback. RSI is really hot on RVSN right now. Volume is slowing down on a 1 minute. Expect the pullback. Peter, RVSN from 233 to 314. What a nice trade. B. Carter's out at 309. Took that from 224 to 309. What a nice trade. Very, very nice trade. Very, very happy for that one. You needed that one this morning. Love it. There's that pullback. I just mentioned that pullback on RVSN. This is what's happening here. Up 29%, 30% now, just since the market opened. On fire. RSVN out. RVSN out at 313. Very nice. Holo's on a halt. HOLO is halted. HOLO. Halted. All right. Well, folks, it is time for me to get out of here. Thank you all very much for joining us this morning on TikTok. On the website, of course, Wolfpack is on fire this morning. Thank you on Instagram for joining us. And also, thank you very much to everybody on YouTube that stuck with us through pre-market. We will be back on again today. We'll be back on here today for after hours press releases. So I'll be back on live on the website, on TikTok, on Instagram, and on YouTube at 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll catch after hours trading together. The way that typically works, if we've got a lot going on, there's a lot of press releases and a lot of stocks running, I'll stay with you the entire time that we've got stuff moving and running. If it's a slow after hours, and that does happen quite often, if it's very slow, there's no press releases, nothing is moving, it's really dead in here, I'll probably only stay with you for about an hour from 4 to 5, and then we'll call it quits. But if we got some good ones, I'll stick with you as long as it takes. So I will see you guys later this afternoon at 4 p.m. So until then, you guys have a beautiful trading day. And remember, you're welcome to join us on our live stream on the website, wolfpackcommunity.com. Go to there, subscribe to the live streaming, and join us at 6:45 in the morning, every morning. Now, I will be on YouTube at 6:45 tomorrow morning. And of course, TikTok, I'll be on here at 7:30. And as always, I'll be on the website at 6:45 in the morning also. But before that, 4 p.m. Eastern time today, and we'll catch after hours together. So I'll see you guys in just a few hours. Until then, have fun trading. It's been a lot of fun for me this morning, and very, very happy we were able to bring you a few of those really good runners this morning, and I'm really happy to see people making money off of those. So until then, you guys have a great, great day.